The donkey that could conquer the world. There was once a man who had nothing in the world but the clothes he stood up in, which were also the clothes he lay down in to sleep, and a donkey. It was an old donkey, and it hadn't been well fed. The man could hardly afford to feed himself. You could see that the poor donkey's ribs, and I think if you'd sat on it, it would have fallen down. All the same, the donkey was all the man had to sell. No one, of course, would buy it where there were fine, fit donkeys to be bought. So the man decided he must go travelling until he found a country where they'd never seen a donkey. If people didn't know what a donkey ought to look like, perhaps they would buy this sad old bag of bones. At last he came to a land where the people stared at the donkey with amazement. What sort of creature was that? They'd never seen such an animal before. "Well, it's not one of your ordinary beasts," said the man. "It's called a donkey. It has wonderful gifts. A donkey, if it wants to, is able to conquer the whole world." Well, one person told another about the marvelous animal. "It's called a dinky," he said, and that person told another. "It's called a donkey," he said, and so on. And at last, someone told the king of the country, and he ordered the poor man to be brought to him. "I would like to buy this donkey of yours," said the king. "It's not a donkey, it's a donkey, your majesty," said the poor man. "And I'm not sure that it's for sale. You see, it can conquer the whole world, and so is very valuable. It is possible, your majesty, that you couldn't afford to buy it." The king had been anxious to buy the donkey. Now he was very anxious to buy it. "Name your price," he said. "I'll sell it," said the poor man, "for its weight in gold." The king agreed at once, and they had the donkey weighed. Though it was so bony, it was still heavy enough to make the poor man a rich man. He took his gold joyfully and left for home. The king was delighted to have this marvelous rare beast in his stables. He gave orders that the donkey was to be well fed, and in no time that gloomy, bony creature had become a happy, chubby creature. In 6 months he was as round as a ball. He wasn't any longer in danger of starving to death, though some feared he might simply burst. One day the country was attacked by the king of the country next door. His army made a great circle around the city in which the donkey, now the fattest in the world, was living so happily. But the people of the city weren't a bit afraid. Didn't their king own a creature that could conquer the world? They took the donkey from its comfortable stable and brought it out to face the enemy. The donkey hadn't been outside his stable yard for many months. He was delighted to find himself in a large green open space and paid no attention to the great army spread out in front of him. He did what any donkey would do. He rolled on the ground, his legs in the air, and he hee-hawed to his heart's content. He never hee-hawed so much before. As for the enemy, they'd never seen a donkey in their lives. They were horrified. What was this creature, round as a barrel, waving its legs and uttering a sound like a whole army of trumpets? But before they could make up their minds what to do about it, the donkey had noticed their horses. They looked to him like donkeys. And he hadn't talked to another donkey since, well, he couldn't remember. He He turned the right way up, got to his feet, and raced towards the enemy. And that did it. The enemy were terrified. They leapt on their horses, turned them in the direction of their own country, and fled as fast as they could, if not faster. And you can imagine what joy they left behind them. People danced in the street. The king ordered himself a new and more glorious crown. The donkey was led back to his stable and given an enormous meal. The main street in the city was renamed Donkey Street, and in the main square they built a great column with a statue of the donkey at the top. And the square was renamed Hee-Haw Square. As for the donkey, it got fatter and then fatter still, but I think I would have heard if it had actually burst.